Hello, world and members. It's Berto Prey 5 Cupla, and welcome to the members only stream for November 2nd, 2021. This will be the November stream. We'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll have another one. I know November's a busy month, and I apologize in advance although I don't think it's been more than a month since the last members only stream. I think we're all set this month. For anyone who wants to join the panel, the link will be momentarily up. Anyone is welcome to join the panel. Of course, it is strongly encouraged. So yes, there's the link. Anyway, let's get to the chat. V-Star was first and says first American member Kapla Berto Prey. Kapla V-Star, which makes me think maybe there was somebody before V-Star, but that's as far back as I can see. And V-Star says greetings to 47 Yorktown, who I guess was there first. And 47 Yorktown says greetings back. Super Blubberpuss is in the house, or at least was in the house. Says hello, guys. Hello, Super Blubberpuss. And also said Rock Solid Productions at 3:48 p.m., 12 minutes before it was scheduled to go on. Says hashtag Bird is late. Hashtag Lato Pray 5. Hashtag Hail on Karoga. Hashtag Let's Go Brandon. Hashtag and hashtag #. Thank you, Rock Solid. And Super Blubberpuss says, my second and probably last members only stream. It was fun. Oh, I'm so sorry, Super Blubberpuss. But thank you so much for the support. And Super Blubberpuss, I think you were the one who was asking me most of the time. Today, Mamo Prey and I did finish Squid Games. We watched the final episode 9. And some of the ending I knew had been spoiled for me, a small portion of it. Not the tremendous, not everything. I did not think it was going to end the way it did. I'm not sure I'm even happy with the ending, to be frank. I find it less than believable, but it was a good show. Professor Brainy Specs is in the house. Kapla, Professor, he says blah. I'm sorry to hear that, Professor. I apologize. I'm still fighting off the cold that nephew O'Prey decided to give me and Mom O'Prey as a gift. And for those who weren't at Captain Trek stream this morning, nephew O'Prey and sis O'Prey did leave this morning and head home back to her house. Luckily, she was feeling much better, although not 100%. She still needs help doing things, and she was going to get that help at her house rather than here. But she is feeling markedly improved than when she went in the hospital. So thank you all for the kind words to Sis O'Prey. And Super Blubberpuss's Kapla, Berto Prey, and family. I hope everyone is doing well. Well, we're doing as well as can be. Thank you, Super Blubberpuss. Mom O'Prey and myself. Still quite tired from the days and nights of we love Charlie, but it can be quite the pressure to have him in the house here, and we miss him dearly, but the house isn't quite set up right for children. It was never something I intended. At the time I got sick, children were far away from my mind. I didn't think I'd ever be raising kids in this house, and if I did, I figured I would have months or years of notice. Certainly months. But yeah. Yeah, we've got medical equipment and whatnot for me. Had this been a normal house, had I been a normal person walking around, and life would be different. The house would be set up. Although, to be honest, if all that stuff was normal, Mom O'Prey probably wouldn't be living here to begin with. She would be living somewhere. Dad O'Prey, if he was still alive, would be living somewhere. Sis O'Prey, who knows where she would even be. All our lives took a big turn when I got sick.
Be up here and have you in the basement.
It's very possible. Sis O'Prey might have taken over the upstairs of my house, and I might be living in my own basement, which I wouldn't mind technically, because it's actually quite nice down there. I made sure it was, because when I was doing the basement, I was first setting it up for Dad O'Prey to live down there, and I wasn't skimping. Yeah, it is a little low. The ceiling, there are a couple of spots I might hit my head on the ceiling, and I certainly couldn't put like a treadmill down, because then I wouldn't be able to stand on it even flat. It would be too tall. Yeah, that's true. I literally only have an inch of clearance in the basement as it is, and there are some parts I have to duck down to get between doors, or at least I used to when I was walking. Is anyone here in the stream? We got 4 likes. Thank you. Let's see. I don't see anybody. Nobody's made a chat. Nobody's done anything since I put in the link. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello world. It's not Bert O'Prey 5. Kapla, not Ryan Johnson. Okay, so at least somebody is here. YouTube doesn't seem to report on the number of people currently viewing. Oh well. Not a biggie. If anybody would like to come up, anybody would like to discuss anything, channel memberships, what would you like to see? I know I did the one thing on the channel I am waiting to do is to see if I can replace the anti-tracker, the no anti-tracker custom emoji with the Mom O'Prey custom emoji. I know Carlo Albanese has been asking for that, and I think it's possible. I just really worried that if I delete it, I won't be able to recreate it, because I already have more emojis than I'm allowed to have. So I'm worried. Super Blubberpuss is here. No more panels for me. Oh, no problem, Super Blubberpuss. Did you hear I finished watching Squid Game? Just want to make sure you heard. Excuse me. Let's see what's going on channel wise. I want to thank anybody who's ever placed an order from my Teespring store. V-Star, I believe you were the last person, the most recent person to place an order. And you got me just to the amount that it was worth taking my first payout. So the store has been open for three years, I believe. And I was able to get my first payment, 2 digits worth of dollars. Listen, it's not there to make money. It's there to have fun. It's there to show off the channel, to advertise the channel. It's not really there to make money, but it was nice to get something back from it, and a lot of it goes to Yitza since they're mostly his designs. So a big thank you to Yitza Lemons, who knows that I've got his designs for sale in my store. Some of it was stuff I bought myself. In fact, a lot of it was because we wanted pillows with Sassy and whatnot. So that's cool. Channel membership, we hit a high of 2,601 members, and then we dropped back down to 2,592, and then we went back up to 2,600 even, then we dropped back down, and we are currently 3 to 4 below 2,600. We're at like 2,595 to 2,599, and we've been stuck there for 3 or 4 weeks. I think it's the YouTube algorithm. Last week, when I did not put up a new YouTube video, because I just on Thursday, Sisopre ended up coming over from the surgery, so there was just no way to get a review done. And yeah, so I'll start doing Prodigy reviews if all work out this week. So it'd actually be starting with episode 3, because episodes 1 and 2 were both combined for episode 1. Episode 3, and you see, everybody's going to number it differently. Some people are going to call it episode 2. Some people are going to call it episode 3. But whatever episode it is that comes out this Thursday, I'll start doing reviews for that. That should help the channel grow again. And in a couple of weeks, we actually be having both Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek Discovery, which means at least 2 reviews a week, which means maybe, possibly, growing the channel some. YouTube really likes at least 2 videos a week. You give them 1 video a week, they tend to leave you alone, but you generally don't grow. You get 2 or more videos a week, you can, the algorithm tries to help you out. You generally tend to grow. If you don't give them any videos except live streams, you're lucky if they just let you keep the subscribers you have. It feels like it's a punishment or a rewards-based system. The more you produce edited content, not live streams, the more YouTube gives you subscribers. I don't know the logic behind it, but I would say from everything I've seen, it's just the way it works. Sorry, had to cough. Well, if you guys have any questions, anything at all, we got 45 minutes left. I mean, I can play my game. You guys can watch me play if you're so inclined. I could put on some Warzone, but before I did that, I wanted to just make sure if there was anybody here or any questions, since you guys do support the channel financially. You have my gratitude, and I understand not everybody can put in full support or can support it all the time. So please don't feel bad if you've got to pull your support. I know it's nothing personal, and I will think nothing less of you. Yeah, even if you continue to enjoy the channel, that's you perfectly. I would much rather continue to see you around the channel and lose you as a paying subscriber than to lose you altogether. So that's the real tragedy. If there's something I'm doing that's causing you to want to leave and not come back, please let me know. If it's just that you can't afford it, I understand that. You don't have to even tell me about that. That I get. But if I've said something or I've done something that you think crosses the line that you can no longer support me, I would appreciate a heads up. I'm not saying I'm going to apologize because I may or I may not. I'd have to look at it. But I am saying I would like to know at least. And I would thank you for telling me whether or not I ended up agreeing with you in the end. I can't make a promise. Not Ryan Johnson says Bird doesn't want to talk with us. Just wants to get right to the game. I'm talking. Nobody's answering. Professor Brainy Spec says blah. Professor, come talk to me, Professor. What is on Professor Brainy Spec's mind today? Why are you so blah, Professor? Why is it that you think people want you banned? That you go on these long strings of conversations, or you think people want to ban you, or you want to be banned. Yet when you're on A Question of Trek, you are there second only to Conti. You're the star of the show. So why do you think that you feel that way? I'll put on my my ship's counselor's hat. 47 Yorktown says Bird likes playing games. I like playing the Squid Game now. And Super Blubberpuss with a $5 super chat in a member stream. Super Blubberpuss, you don't have to do that. Says you haven't done anything bad, sir. It's the treatment I got on the other channels. So other channels are making you leave. Oh, Super Blubberpuss. That's terrible. If there's anything I can do, Super Blubberpuss, you let me know. Which channel? Where did Anti-Trekker touch you? Show me on the doll. Show me on the sassy avatar. You know what? It's okay. I'll just beat him up next time I see him anyway. Professor Brainy Spec says, I wish I could. I'm at work. I'm sorry, Professor. Well, thank you for coming to the stream. Not Ryan Johnson says, I just had someone message me on WhatsApp asking if I'm David. 1, I've only had WhatsApp for a week. And 2, I'm not David. Wow, would it be more interesting if you were? I've had WhatsApp for years, but I have no idea how it works. I mean, at first, I was like, why do we need another version of what's basically just AOL Instant Messenger? Like, AOL Instant Messenger was really the only instant messenger service I think we ever needed. Why it had to be replaced by text messaging, SMS, Skyping, Slack, all these other messenger services. It was ridiculous. It was a perfectly good, stable platform for sending instant messages. And then people started doing this WhatsApp thing. And it's like, well, why? Why just not use AIM? And now AIM is dead and WhatsApp rules the world. And it's not fair. It's not fair. Super Blubberpuss says, thank you. If I speak up, it gets worse. Thank God, Super Blubberpuss. What terrible corner of the internet did you take a wrong turn into? I'll keep an eye out, Super Blubberpuss. I gotta see what's going on. Not Ryan Johnson says, I got it when my wife went on a yoga retreat. She had no cell service, but they had Wi-Fi. Ah, yes. I understand. Sisopray also used to go on retreats before Charlie. Retreats to various South America places where there was no phone service, little if none cell service. But yes, she had Wi-Fi, so we could still manage a conversation that sounded like a phone call, but wasn't a phone call. Although, again, had AIM been allowed to continue to develop, I have no doubt it would have been just as easy as a Skype or Discord or any other video message these days. Super Blubberbutt says he misses ICQ. I hated ICQ. And I know it meant I seek you. I was like, what's ICQ? It never made sense. Because I knew, like, when somebody said, well, what's your AIM name? And instead of something like Berto Prey 5, it was just like 40 digits of like 321856541232517766225. And like, what? And like, that's not an AIM name. That's a ICQ number. It's like, well, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to deal with it. And then there's Pigeon and other software that would put all your various online contacts together. And so you could have one piece of software and have Google Hangout. I don't know if you could do Skype, but you could have Google Hangout. You could have ICQ. You could have AOL Instant Messenger, Yahoo. Remember when Yahoo had chat? CompuServe used to have a chat. You could have all these chats together in one big list. Nat Ryan John says, I also had to get Life 360. So now the family knows where I am all the time. Son of a bitch. It's okay. I'm sure nobody's tracking you that closely. Not Ryan Johnson says, I never used ICQ. It was AIM or nothing. Exactly. In the early days of AIM, when you could punt people, those were, you could send a whole bunch of text that would cause like a fatal error, and people would get kicked off of AOL Instant Messenger until they rebooted. And in those days, it used to take you like, sometimes if you had a crappy computer, it might take you 10 or 15 minutes to reboot. It's not like today where even a computer I've had for 3 or 4 years now, reboots in 30 seconds, maybe less, because of SSD and all that stuff. You punted somebody and they were down for 10, 15 minutes before they're back on. Anyway, I created, using Visual Basic, but nonetheless, it was called Kapunt, like Kapla. Kapunt, the Klingon punter. And if you put in the username, and it would send a custom wall of text that would cause their computer to overload and shut down and reboot. I thought it was hysterical at the time, but it's actually highly illegal. Which is why I only ever used it on myself as a practice, proof of concept, and never ever did I give that software away to other people to use for mysterious reasons. But that was a punt. And also, when they started allowing HTML to come in, then I made text fade, which was a way to make colors faded between, like, say, yellow and blue or red and green, or you could do a rainbow, and it would put in like all the colors in the rainbow as you typed. It would enter the code, and the more letters you use, the more precise the fade was between the start and finish of the coloring. So that was pretty cool. That was another Visual Basic software package, and then unfortunately that software all got lost. I don't have access to that. That's gone. I had made a game of my high school. That's all gone. So much data, so many things just completely gone. And that's even before I got sick. After I got sick, there was one computer in my house, my main computer, whose password I just could not remember. To this day, I forgot a password on my main computer. Over the years, I and my sister tried so many different passwords, and it's beyond anything I could remember. And at this point, I think we threw out that system. I think I had Mama Pray pull out the hard drives, and I cut them with knives, pulled out the ribbon cables, and then as a final insult, had them dipped in water and then frozen overnight, and then tossed out. So I think that's everything in there is gone. I know everything of value that was of value I would have backed up in multiple places, but I never thought I needed to back up a it was called Pie in the Sky software creation kit. I never thought I'd have to back it up. It was like 2 floppy disks worth of data. Oh well, life goes on. 47 Yorktown says, I remember ICQ. I miss the smoke signals. Yes. Professor Brainy Speck says, not Ryan Johnson. I had a spam message on WhatsApp this morning. I've had WhatsApp for 9 months. That was the first spam. That's amazing. Not Ryan Johnson says, those AOL chat rooms were out of control back in the day. Every room would eventually degenerated into sex chat or trolling. Good times. Oh yeah, all the time. ASL question mark. ASL, age, sex, and location. You imagine asking that today, you'd trigger somebody. ASL. ASL. What about my G or my other pronoun? Not Ryan Johnson says, Professor Brainy Specs, I guess we're lucky. It was lucky to know the internet in those days. Professor Brainy Specs again says, blah. Super Lover Post says, what kind of computer? I could have cracked the password. It was a Windows 7 computer, I guess. And it was a Windows password. But it's gone now. To tell you though, the computer that I really miss was a laptop that I had installed Bitcoin on when Bitcoin first came out. And I don't know what I was doing, but I remember letting the software run for a day overnight or something. God only knows if it mined a Bitcoin or not, but at the time it was worth virtually nothing. So I just got rid of it. I don't know what if I had anything of value on that drive or not to this day, but it's gone. I could have been a billionaire for all I know. I'll be right back. Let me Jaloja break. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The act takes longer than the length of the video clip I chose to play. Which the only longer videos I have are the intro and outro, which are not appropriate to play at this point. Super Blubberpuss says it's very easy to crack Windows passwords. Well, Super Blubberpuss, I can assure you the password was not in any type of dictionary. It was a fairly complex password, the kind that would take thousands of years to figure out using technology available at the time. It wasn't that if the password was Bob or Sassy or anything like that, we would have been in it long ago. But it was likely a random name of a random place, some digits, some special characters, and another random name of another random place with mixed uppercase and lowercase lettering following no specific pattern except something that made logic to me at the time. And unfortunately, by the time I'd gotten home, I had lost all my muscle memory that had been used to put in the passwords ever before that. And what was that? John Araki put in $1 super chat. John Araki isn't in the members chat. John Araki put the $1 into the upcoming 5 p.m. stream chat. So to remember to thank John Araki once I start the regular stream come closer to 5 o'clock. Interesting. Not Ryan Johnson says on the next A Question of Track, the Admiral takes over when Conti is abandoned on Cardassia. Will Conti be rescued? Will anyone miss him? Those are two distinct, separately questions. Not Ryan Johnson says, will Project Prometheus ever see the light of day? A question for the ages. And no, I'm not on mute again. The Random Menace is a plain win password can be removed with hirons. What? A plain Windows password can be removed with hirons. What are hirons? And Professor Brainy Specs says, wow, will anyone miss Conti? Eventually. Rock Solid Production says hashtag so I can come to Bird's members only stream, but he can't come to my premieres. Hashtag I see how I rate. Your premieres tend to be while I'm streaming. At least the recent ones seem to be. I did try to come to one of your recent premieres, but I was streaming. So I do thank you though, Rock Solid. You are a good man. And, be a real shame if something were to happen to you, if you know what I mean. And don't badmouth Karoga or Bird o' Prey again. And nothing bad will happen to you. I can almost guarantee it. And I'm smiling. Yeah, you can trust this smile. Yes. Oh, look at that. The Random Menace is in the panel. Wow.
Yeah, really, nobody came onto the panel.
Nobody wants to speak to me. Random
That's
Menace.
just.
I'm persona non grata. Whatever
I
that
wouldn't
means.
say that. There are still people in the chat. Maybe they are just afraid of you. You know, the ruler of Karoga thing. You
It's
never
possible.
know. And we are all your subjects. You know, basically.
Yeah.
So
I think people are also afraid that if I got a cold, they could get sick if they speak to me.
I actually have a sore throat.
You've got it too.
I got it too. And I don't know why I have a sore throat like for the last 50 minutes. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. But I don't feel comfortable getting sick or something. And Professor says I can't be on the panel.
I know, Professor, you're at work. I understand. Professor says Hiren is a bootable pre-installation software that can rescue computers having problems. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically and it's basically Linux based for free, and you can remove like a password by just a few clicks. Basically, if I had like many cases where people like forgot their passwords or so, and they brought me like notebook. Can you reset the password or something? And I was like, okay, I can do that. Our IT guys used to use it in the company before we switched to encrypted hard drives, and obviously now we are way beyond something like a very simple Windows password. And that's probably one of the reasons why Microsoft wants to actually get rid of passwords. I'm not sure if you heard about that.
I heard
Yeah.
something to that effect.
Yeah, that they are really thinking about removing completely passwords just because you can actually crack it or remove it um, by a few clicks from through a stupid USB bootable key or something. You know?
Unless you set it to be encrypted to
Yeah,
that password.
if you don't have an encrypted hard drive, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, exactly like another Ryan Johnson says that it was a go-to software back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, for the basic password removal, it was the easiest way to use.
now Ryan Johnson says a Karoga smiling is one of the signs of the apocalypse. 47.
Knows her password. Yeah, no, I don't. And
See, that's the
actually,
thing. It doesn't technically crack your password. It resets your password.
the thing
Right?
is, you don't know your password. It basically removes the password. It
Right. It
just
won't tell me what it was.
No, it doesn't tell you what the
See,
password was.
that's not really
Yeah.
cracking the password.
It doesn't tell you what the password was, but definitely it removes it and leaves it blank. So basically, you just hit enter without typing any type of password, and it lets you in. And I don't think it works on systems when they are right now, like when you have like a Microsoft account or something. It would have to be probably a local password. But if you have something like your Microsoft account password on your computer, you can basically restore it if you forgot it through your email accounts or something. And when you have something like two-type authentication, immediately you are running into problems. Jesus, it's so hard to talk with sore throat.
Stupid Windows tried to do that to me. With the most recent update, it tried to get me to change over to use my Windows account login password instead of my local password. And I was like, fuck no.
And I think right now, when you have the professional version of Windows, you can still do it. I'm not sure, but I don't think that the home version has an option to have a local account anymore.
I guess I got the professional.
Yeah, with professional, you shouldn't have really problems having your local account.
Though it says I'm not. It says I'm not set up for Windows 11, which is fine.
You could still upgrade because there are like ways. It's not upgrade; it's basically a clean install, and you could do it. But why should you? You know.
Joke's on them. I don't intend to upgrade to Windows 11. How do you like them apples, Microsoft?
Apples. When you're saying apples, it was hilarious. During Captain's Trek stream today, I was browsing on Facebook, and once again it popped up on an article that about the cloth that Apple released, like you can for cleaning your screen on your iPhone, and it cost something like $19, a small piece of cloth, and it sold out.
It's a good bargain.
It's
how
probably,
long it takes those orphans to make that cloth.
Yeah, and I don't know what is used as a material so that it's so expensive. You know, because
orphan DNA.
I don't know, but somebody said that it's basically when you buy basically new glasses, and you buy a case for your glasses, you get this type of material for cleaning your glasses with.
We call it microfiber.
Is it microfiber? Yes. So something like this microfiber cloth. Yeah, for $19, and in Europe it costs actually €25, including tax, but still, and it's sold out. It's probably the cheapest thing that Apple ever put out on the market.
Super Blubberpod says I should have booted with a USB disk. And Professor Brainy Specs says you can have a local account with the home version, but there's a trick. You basically unplug it from the internet. Yeah, I guess if it's doesn't have an internet access, then it has to give you the option for a local.
Okay. I haven't tried it. I know that it was a few months ago. I was installing a new notebook for somebody, and basically they gave me Windows Home, and I was like, okay, where's the option for the local account? They didn't give me the local account, so I had to ring them up and ask them for basically their password for the Microsoft account. Didn't know that I just need to unplug the internet and it would work. But thank you, Professor, for the next time I will know. But anyway,
isn't it much safer though now that you have access to their Microsoft account?
You can change the password. Honestly, I don't know if they changed the password, and even
they
more,
they didn't change the password. You know damn well.
And honestly, I don't remember the password. Even if I wanted to And why would I do that?
What if the password was something awkwardly terrible, like Yosef is a tool?
Joseph is a member.
Not the same.
No, it wasn't, and I honestly I don't know what it was. It was a word and numbers that I remember. I know people who put as their passwords their social security numbers, but the alternative that we are using here. Yeah.
Wow. It's,
So A, they
yeah.
never forget their social security number, and B, it's the worst place where you can put your social security number, probably.
We had so many executives using password as a password. It was ridiculous. The day that they just tried to enforce password security standards, and within like an hour, we were told to undo it because too many higher ups were getting notices that their passwords weren't secure.
We had like when was it? Something like 10, 12 years ago, maybe even longer. The national, our local version of NSA, National Security Agency, literally security agency, had their admin password for their network. Basically the abbreviation 1234. So NSA 1234 was their password for the admin, the main admin password for the whole network.
That's the kind of password an idiot puts on their luggage.
So it was the funniest thing, and it was discovered by one of the groups of those, how they call themselves, the ethical hackers.
White hat hackers or
Yeah, or something like that. And first they informed the NSA, and then they brought it to the public. What password they did use for the, basically, as the main admin password for the whole network. And it was and it was like admin was the username, and the password was NSA 1234. NBU in our case. NBU 1234, which is hilariously funny.
When I worked for the forum company that would provide tech, I'd do tech support for forum software. And I don't know, at least once a week, we'd get an email saying, I found a security flaw in your software. You know, how much do you pay for your bug bounty program? And we'd always have to tell them, we don't. Like, we don't have a bug bounty program, but if you'd like to tell us, you'll have our thanks. And they would never write back after that. A week later, we'd get an email about how this was found online on a hacker site. And I'm like, well, I guess had we, been willing to pay them $100 or $500, we could have saved thousands and thousands of dollars in terrible publicity. But no, they never learned.
And yes, Super Blubber Pools, that is a pretty common thing that people are doing. Like, I know people who have like in their homes on the fridge, with magnets, post-its, or pieces of paper with the passwords for the internet banking, for everything.
There's definitely plenty of movies where, they would just keep their passwords on Post-it notes, and somebody would always find it. Yeah, that'll. And I guess it's more realistic than you'd think, especially for when there's an idiot who.
One thing that I unlearned to do, basically, since I'm working from home right now I even don't know how long, like definitely more than 6 years, 6 or 7 years I'm working from home. But before that, it's like since the office is an open space. When you leave your desk, you need to lock your computer. It's one of the rules that was extremely required and controlled.
Mhm.
So you got even like warnings, not like HR warnings, but something like IT warnings when you didn't do that, and then your name was mentioned in quarterly meetings that we had, like departmental meetings, like those people didn't lock their computers. Yeah. So, but this is something that I unlearned, basically, because why would I lock my computer at home?
Mm. Well, in case somebody broke in and took it.
I think losing my work computer when somebody broke in would be the least of my problems.
What if they specifically targeted you to take your work computer? Nothing else was stolen.
The computer locks itself like after something like 15 minutes if you're doing nothing on it, but it usually doesn't happen. I think they even shortened the interval, I think, to something like 5 minutes right now. But before that, it was like when there was right now when I have StreamYard open and I'm looking at the screen, not touching the keyboard and mouse, nothing's going to happen. But if I switched over to the stream that is paused, the computer would lock itself. Yeah. So it's not like I wouldn't have to remember my password or something. I need to, because it's like two-phase authentication. You need to have a software on your phone that generates like a code, and you have to have your password and
I hate that
biometrics.
two-factor.
Two-factor authentication, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Honestly, it's so good in terms of security. Definitely better than. How often people get their Facebook accounts hacked? Like they click on some stupid software and somebody takes over. Recently, there was people.
No, I've never had mine hacked.
No, because you don't click on stupid links, but people tend to click on stupid links that they get. Like if just
I know,
imagine,
I
yeah,
know,
like
I know a lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah, I sent you a link, uh, and the problem is that for example, recently, a colleague of mine, a good friend of mine, sent me a link like, click here. This person looks exactly like you,
Right.
and I found myself clicking on that link when I was like, why would he send me something like this without a prior message?
Mhm.
So and so I didn't click. I wrote him like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to infiltrate my computer or what?"
Mhm.
And he was like, "Oh, shoot, I need to change my password and everything." Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Ah, people do crazy stuff all the time. You know what? I'm drinking tea. You know what that means? I really don't feel good.
No, poor Joseph.
Hmm.
Super
me.
Bubba says the biggest idiots were the teachers. That seems to be an appropriate place to stop.
What?
Hmm?
What to stop? The
To
stream?
stop the stream, and it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, with the teachers, it's basically the problem is that especially all the teachers were not educated enough in the IT stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Okay, so I saw that you set up the stream for
Yes,
5:15.
I'm gonna just in a few minutes
Yeah.
gonna go live probably before 5:15 and do an open lines while I play some Call of Duty.
Call of
Be open to
Duty.
everybody.
Call of Duty. No duty.
Thank you guys. Anyone else, anything to do about the channel? Anything you'd like to say before we go? And of course, if you don't want to talk about it here, you can always email me, birdopray5@aol.com, and I will get your messages there. Feel free to message anytime, day or night. As soon as I can, I will respond.
Okay.
Kapla all. Kapla Yosef.
Thank you. See you in few.
See you in a
Kapla.
few. Later. There's not going to be any. Well, we're just going to do Kissing Dax as our outro.